a knockout as a heavy. Oh!
In this fight that we watched, Usyk versus Dubois, the body shot of Dubois was powerful, just as Joshua, his body shots, and just as Joshua couldn't throw combinations, and his rhythm was not there, and same was Dubois. He was in complete confusion and he was not able to throw a proper combination. When he did land body shots, you could see Usyk was feeling it. So, which fighter will face Usyk and will be able to keep up with his rhythm and able to throw power shots, and a true heavyweight will able to throw proper body shots and combination and rhythm and movement. So it's not that these fighters they cannot throw combination. I believe Usyk's superior boxing skills put a lot of these fighters off rhythm and they're not able to throw combinations. If you see the footwork of Usyk, he moves continuously in different angles and leaves fighters confused. Just finished watching Usyk versus Dubois, and now it's going into the results. What are my thoughts? So if there was an upset, what would people think about it? We know about Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas, and would that same situation if Usyk would have lost? I think for the boxing fans and the people who love boxing, people know Usyk and he's a phenomenal fighter, but the impact wouldn't be the same. But what we saw in this fight is Usyk, how he performed. We know he's a skillful fighter. He's intelligent, and he has so much knowledge with footwork, and he's ready to adapt in every round. He's changing it up with Dubois. We're now about to hear the results.
48 seconds of round number 9. The winner by knockout victory, still undefeated, still the unified heavyweight champion of the world, fighting for the people and the nation of Ukraine, Oleksandr.
So Oleksandr Usyk is undefeated and he still got the belts. So now moving forward, what's next for him? I really want to see Usyk versus Deontay Wilder. That's a fight I think it should happen in the near future. And what we've seen with Usyk versus Anthony Joshua was Anthony Joshua when he was hitting Usyk in the body shot. He wasn't able to handle it. So Dubois in this fight, what I saw, he was really slow throwing combinations, even his jabs, throwing the 1-2s. He was not putting combinations together. Can Andy Ruiz deal with Usyk? I think Andy Ruiz is going to be. Andy Ruiz is a fighter who throws combination, and a fight with Usyk would be very interesting. But the fight that I want to see is Usyk versus Wilder. We don't want to see Joshua versus Wilder, in my opinion, with all due respect. Joshua lost twice to Usyk, and Wilder, who had phenomenal fights against Tyson Fury, and it took us back to the days of the heavyweight glory when Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier, George Foreman. It kind of give you flashbacks of how those gladiators were competing in those days. So I think the skill level of those fighters, whatever people want to say about Wilder is one of the hardest puncher in boxing. So however he fights and when he competes, he he's there and he's bringing his A game, and a lot of people's eyes that Wilder is not a pure boxer, but he's doing something right, because if you look at his opponents he defeated, it's only against Tyson Fury that he came short. But there's a saying, somebody got your number. So I think Tyson Fury at that moment, that's his situation with Tyson Fury. But Wilder moving forward, a fight with Usyk, it's gonna be crazy in my opinion, because if Tyson, if Wilder throws a hard shot to Usyk, how he's gonna deal with it? That's what I'm saying. If this punch was actually a knockdown, because it was on the belt when Dubois threw a punch to Usyk belt line. So, anyways, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is Usyk bounced back and showed he's an incredible fighter, and performed. He fought through the whole pain and showed that where his skill level is at, and that's a very hard thing to do. Joshua versus Wilder is a money fight, and I think it's gonna happen. We've seen Joshua's recent fight, how he performed. We wish Joshua nothing but the best. He's one of the top fighters, but in my opinion, a fight that has to happen is Wilder versus Usyk at this moment, because both guys are in elite level at this moment, and I think this fight should happen. I really believe that fight should happen, and it's gonna be explosive. I think it's gonna be an explosive fight. Now with Joshua, because Joshua, when he fought recently, I think he is on the right track, and he needs to have a few more fights to build his confidence level. So I think a fight next year in January, that's what they're saying, against Wilder. But really, in honesty, I think it's not a good idea. I think Wilder should build up his confidence, have a couple of fights, and then face the top fighter who's out there for him. There is no need to rush, I think. But at the same time, I don't know if Joshua is there for the money, or is he there for the sport of boxing. So boxing is prize fighting. So prize fighters, they fight to make money. So usually, you see what happened with the Joshua when he lost against Usyk in the rematch. It kind of demoralized him, and we don't know if he's just fighting just for the money. And it's hard to say, because I want Joshua to come back, be on the top, and I wish him nothing but the best. But in reality, I feel he needs to build his confidence up. I want to see Usyk, against Wilder. That's gonna be a crazy fight. But I hope that fight happens. Regardless, if it doesn't happen, if Joshua fighting Wilder, and if Joshua loses against Wilder, then Wilder will face Usyk. But if, let's say, Usyk beats Wilder, it becomes another interesting game. It's I couldn't have imagined, man. Boxing is just, people always talking about boxing being dead, but heavyweight boxing is back, and it's amazing. It's just the last couple of years, Tyson Fury making his, a lot of people talk bad about Tyson Fury, but what he has done, after beating Klitschko, he went through depression and drug use and everything, and coming back and losing the weight and becoming heavyweight champion of the world again. So now he's fighting the MMA heavyweight champion, just like how Floyd Mayweather did against McGregor. It's all fun and games. At the end of the day, they're making money. So that's what they got to do, because at the end of the day, when the career is done and everything, they're the one who goes back to their family. And if they don't have enough money, they got to go get their normal job. So I think that what they try to do is they try to make enough money before they retire. So we wish nothing but the best to Tyson Fury. I think a lot of people really talking negative about Tyson Fury. I think he has done more than enough in the sport of boxing. But eventually, if he doesn't fight Usyk, he has to give up the belts. And that's just, or the governing body of the belts, they will take Tyson Fury's belt away from him. So that's real talk. And this is what people should understand. Instead of thinking negative about Tyson Fury. Boxing Doctor in the house.